Today, we are talking all about how to reach your fitness and health goals, even if you're busy, even if life is crazy, you got a lot of stuff going on. That's what we're talking about today. So, in today's video, I've also got 5 tips that are going to be super helpful for you to do that through the summer here when life is crazy, life is busy, vacations, kids, all the things. So, that's what we're going to talk about today. And this video is for those busy people, for the parents, for the people who feel like they need more hours in the day. That's who I'm talking to today. And you're like, no, I don't have time to track every single little food, everything that I put into my mouth. I don't have time to get the 10,000 steps. I don't have time to go to the gym every day. This one is for you guys. And maybe you've got 2 kids, 2 jobs. How are you supposed to get in those 10,000 steps? So, a lot of people, they wait until things die down. They say, you know what? I'm going to put this fitness thing to the side. I'm going to wait till life slows down. Maybe the kids go back to school, and then I can focus on my fitness goals. And that's great. But what happens when life throws another curveball? Oftentimes I think we have that attitude of, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll have time tomorrow, later, next month, a year from now. But there's going to be something else that comes up, right? It's never going to be perfect. And so, how can you prioritize your fitness now? Maybe you're not pedal to the metal and everything is perfect right now, but how can you make steps and make progress towards your goals? You can't pour out of an empty cup. That's something that I always think about of like, okay, whatever it is, even if it's work, if you're working so many hours during the week, you don't have time to play with your kids or whatever it may be, whatever the impact is that you want to make. Even when you do those things, you're not going to be your best self because you're pouring from an empty cup. All your energy is already gone from work or whatever it may be. And so you have to have that cup filled up, whether that is, learning to say no to some things or, I think a lot of times too, we say, oh, I'm too tired to do this, or, the cup is empty kind of situation. When reality, it's like, okay, I'm too tired to do this. I don't have the energy. I don't feel like it. All these things. And so we say, oh, I can't work out because of that. But in reality, the solution to that is prioritizing your health, getting fit and healthy. And then what do you know? Now you have the energy and the go to be able to do those things. So I've got 5 tips for you, must have mindsets and tips to reach your goals, even when times are crazy and times are busy. So, number one, first and foremost, you have to make that commitment. What commitment are you making to yourself? You have to realize that within this whole fitness thing, a lot of people want to try to market to you the shortcuts, the the quick fixes. This is going to work, whatever it may be. But there are no shortcuts in fitness. There's no shortcuts, and sometimes it's going to be hard to do the right thing, to do the thing that you need to do. But you have to have that commitment knowing, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, this is the purpose behind it. So that's the first thing. And plenty of people, they can lose weight for a little while. But what happens when things come up? They gain the weight back, right? And so that's a huge, huge thing that I talk to with my clients is, okay, a lot of people, millions of people every year lose weight. But most of those people end up gaining it back when life gets crazy again. And so the big piece with this is the mindset and the commitment. How can you maintain that? you know, and maybe it is because of that commitment. Maybe you do cut out some things. Maybe the Netflix goes to the side for a little bit, or, sleeping in on the weekends may not, maybe, 30 minutes less so you can get a 30-minute workout in, whatever it may be for you. What is that commitment that you are willing to take? And it can just be for a season too. It doesn't have to be forever long. Once you get to the place where you need to be and learn how to maintain that place where you want to be and need to be, then it's a lot easier to maintain. And so that's a big one, is just what is that commitment that you are willing to make? And then kind of going into that, number two being solution focused and not problem focused with this. A lot of people they have, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that time, the energy, resources. Okay, yeah, I understand everybody has issues, but and everybody has problems, but what can we do about that? What is the next best step that you can take right now? I don't have a gym to go to. Okay, well, how about we start with something small? One of the biggest things that anybody can do is just go outside and get some steps, right? Like super easy. And so having that problem focused mindset isn't going to get you to where you want to be. So how can you have that solution focused mindset to get to where you want to be? There's a barricade, there's an obstacle. How are we going to get over that? Not, oh, well, I guess the road ends. No. Keep pushing, keep going. And so that's a huge one. And the third one, nothing, a little bit is better than nothing. Number 4 or number 3, a little bit is better than nothing. Too many people have the mindset of, "Oh, I only have 20 minutes. I can't do a workout. I can't do this. I can't do that." But what if we just, okay, let's go to the gym, get 3 lifts in. It's maybe you don't get all 6 or 5, whatever, however many movements you're doing that day, but maybe you get half of that in. That's great. That's half more than what you would have got. And I think that so many times that's our mindset is, oh, I can't get it all in, so I'm not going to do anything. Or the same thing with food. Lunch was bad. I'm just going to throw the whole day away. Or the weekend, I messed up on Friday, and then it just spirals into the weekend and we end up eating way too much or not staying on track and just totally going off of where we want to be. And so that's huge is, okay, what is the little things that you can do that are going to add up every single day? And I read a little bit ago, I read a book called The Slight Edge. And that book is all about this. It talks at first in the beginning, whether you're on the path of success or on the path of failure, those paths look the same. You're just making the small decisions, and over time they get farther and farther apart. And it's not much, it's just the daily small decisions. So, what small decisions, not the all out crazy things, but what small decisions can you take to do that? And that's one of the mindsets that you have to have in order to reach your health goals if you're a busy person. Of okay, life is crazy, but what small things can I do? And then number 4, I want to spend some time with this one. I want to really spend some time to break this one down. And I think this one is really where the rubber meets the road. You need the right systems in place. Number 4, you need the right systems in place. For a long time, I just thought, oh, I needed to work harder, try harder, do all the things. But your willpower and discipline, all these things only go so far if you don't have the right systems in place. If everything is kind of wonky and thrown off, you're just trying harder, it's likely not going to last. And you're likely not going to get the results that you want. And I do think that the mindset side of things is the biggest piece of this whole fitness and health puzzle of knowing why you're doing this, what's your purpose, and figuring out that side of things, really being rooted in that is the number one thing. But then alongside of that, okay, after you get that mindset, now we need to figure out the systems that you can take in order to take that mindset and put it into practice and actually apply it. So, the truth of all this is that willpower and discipline, motivation isn't going to fix a broken system. And again, I believe the mindset is huge. And this is exactly how I think about setting up things and going about things with my clients is setting up a repeatable, structured system and process that we can go through that we don't have to rely on tracking every single little detail. We don't have to think about just going crazy and doing everything. What is the system and the structure that we can do to get the job done? And so I'll give you a few things here that I've learned with creating these sustainable, results driven systems. The first one being start with structure and not guesswork. Again, most people think if they just eat better, work harder, results are going to follow. But think about that. That's like hiring an assistant, somebody that's going to help you do things without having a clear plan and system in place for them to follow. They're not magically going to organize your chaos that you have going on. You have to have a system in place for them to know what you're doing. So instead of that, ask yourself, okay, do I have a set of meals or workouts, different things that I can just rely on daily, those small things? Do I have a set of those that I can just go back to when I feel a little chaotic? And then the second thing with that is, do I know exactly how much food my body actually needs? Or am I just guessing, hoping that I'm going to make progress? And the last one, is my system repeatable, structured, or am I just winging it every day? Again, just hoping for success, hoping for that next step. And then the second part of this, building standard operating procedures, SOPs, right? I used to rely on the random tracking, guesswork, just trying to figure it out. But realizing that the key to all this is having those second nature things that you're doing. So instead of tracking every little detail and just trying to do all the random stuff, what are your go to meals? What pre planned meals can you rotate through without having to log everything because you already know exactly what's in them? How can you put those on rotation when times are busy, times are crazy? That way you know what you're eating without having to go through and spend the time to track everything, figure everything out. And then having some simple swaps that you can make. Easy substitutions so that you can stay consistent without getting bored of this process that you're going through. And this includes, what are some meals that you can eat out that are going to still help you reach your goals? And then the last one with this is having some core anchors, key elements like protein in every meal that's going to anchor those meals down, right? Like having protein with every meal, that's a simple thing that I know, okay, at minimum, I'm going to get protein with this meal and it's going to help me stay on track. So, what are those core anchors that you have that you can put in your meals in your life to make sure you stay on track, not go too far off one way or the other, even when times are rough and crazy? And then the third one with this is keeping up to date with your plan or keep updating your plan as well. Your body isn't static. It it changes, it adapts. And so your nutrition should adapt to that as well. Your workouts should adapt to that. Your lifestyle should adapt to that too. Every week you need to ask yourself, did my plan that I'm following make my life easier or harder? Do I feel fueled, strong, and satisfied? Or am I constantly struggling and craving? Am I making adjustments based on real progress and data? Or am I just hoping for results and hoping for the best? And then number four with this is eliminating decision fatigue. I think this is a big one. When times are busy, oh no, what do I do? And then just quit. No, we can't do that. So the more decisions that you have, the harder it is that you're to stay consistent. So here's how to simplify that a little bit. Have 5 to 10 go to meals that you know are going to help you reach your goals that you can cycle through. Put those on repeat. Most people don't eat more than that anyway. I I bet if you look back at the past month of what you've ate, it's probably been 5 to 10 meals that you've just kind of rotated through. And then establish habits and remove the need for constant decision making. The more habits you have in place, the more you can just go through your day and just rock every single mark. The more that you can just hit every single mark, know that you're on track and just keep chugging along. And then automate parts of your process. So this is making things easier on you. Okay, maybe it is having a weekly grocery list that you go back to. And on that grocery list, maybe you just do a Walmart pickup to save some time because you're busy. And also scheduling out your weeks. I think this is a big one. A lot of people They think, oh, I'm just going to work out on Tuesday and I'll figure it out. No, schedule it in as a meeting, as something that is important, and make sure it gets done. Put it in your calendar, block off time, and protect it as if it's a meeting with someone that you're meeting. You're going to the gym. This is my time to go to the gym. And with all this, that's going to help you not scramble around, not go crazy because you have these things in your process. And along with that, if you're still starting over every Monday or, next month or whatever it is, then it may not be this discipline problem that we're talking about. Maybe it's this system problem that we're talking about. May not be a discipline, maybe a system problem that we're talking about here. So that leads us to number 5. That was number 4. I know we spent quite a bit of time on it, but number 5 here is it's going to be hard and it won't be perfect. This is just the hard truth of it, the reality of things. There, like we talked about in the very beginning, there's no shortcuts, there's no easy way, but it is possible. And I understand your situation is unique to you. It's not like anybody else's. But maybe, maybe you can get a day in on the weekend. Maybe you can just do one small thing. Maybe it's just going to bed on time, getting and prioritizing your sleep. Imagine how your life changes though when you lose that 20 to 30 pounds. You feel better and you know that you are stewarding the body that God has given you. Like in 6 months, your life could look completely different. What would that person do? What would they feel like? What would their life look like? And so, with all that being said, I'm not here saying that I know your situation, but I do think a lot of times we make some excuses when we could find a way if we really wanted to. And so, it's got to be a priority, like your life depends on it, because it does. Without your physical health, then there's not a whole lot you can do. And so, prioritizing it, knowing that your body is a temple that God has given you. What does that look like? Why are you wanting to be healthy? What is your purpose behind it all? Really dive deep into that and get crystal clear on all of that. And within all this, if you'd like some help building out these systems that I mentioned earlier, I have a free assessment here in the chat for you or down in the description below. If you're watching the replay, you can click on that. And if you haven't done it yet, you're missing out on some good, free, no pressure help for you to get to that next step to where you want to be. So be sure to go fill that out. And the landing page, there's a video on there. It'll walk you through everything if you have questions. But if you haven't filled that out again, you're missing out on some just free resources and help for you to reach your goals. So be sure to check that out. It's like coaching for free, pretty much. But go check that out. You'll see what it's like on that link and fill that assessment out. And so you can get some help going in that right next best step for you. So anyway, guys, as always, we've got a comment here. Yeah, Doug, thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate you saying that, man. I appreciate your comment telling me the information is helpful. God bless you, man. Have a great day. For the rest of you guys as well, as always, if you guys need me, I'm here. Again, the link's down in the comments or in the description. And ask questions, anything at all, I'm here. But appreciate you guys and have a blessed day. We'll see you all in the next video.